I don't think she's a Skywalker. Ish. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. Okay. So I've had this theory about where Rey comes from that started brewing up in my brain after watching Force Awakens like the 37th time. And it really started brewing up. I thought I was onto something after I watched Last Jedi, and I don't know why it took me so long I thought about doing it after Last Jedi, and then I just didn't. I kept pushing it off, putting it off. And then finally I was like, all right, let me just wait until after the first little teaser trailer for Episode 9. Now that we have seen that, and then we have that title, Rise of Skywalker, which, could really mean anything. And of course, a lot of people might be assuming that maybe Rey is a Skywalker. And it's really weird because, obviously, when it came to JJ and Rian Johnson, it was like, JJ started off and Rian Johnson took over, and then he, did things, basically he stirred the ship in a different direction that not a lot of people liked. Now they're claiming that JJ is course correcting, and they even said like, I don't care if Johnson, changes Rey's parentage again. And I just kind of, did they really just not have an outline? To me, it seems like they're just kind of fucking with us, and there is an outline, and it was like, okay, Johnson, you take over, but we're going to have these plot points. You could just hint at it, okay? And we're going to make sure you don't give too much away because we're going to reveal it in Episode 9. So I'm going to assume that her origin was planned and Johnson actually just gave us a nice, good little piece of the puzzle in Last Jedi. And no, not what Kylo Ren told her. Do you really think he was going to tell her the truth? Fuck no. Let's travel back, guys, to long before we really knew anything about Episode 7. We just knew it was coming. And I was doing videos, and I did a video talking about the MacGuffin for the new trilogy, and actually got a lot of play. I think it got into the hundreds of thousands of views. I should have went back and actually listened to that. It was before I had my ugly mug in front of the camera, which is my lovely voice. So I talked about the MacGuffin of the new trilogy, and what I heard way long time ago, and who knows if it's true, and like I said, this is just a theory, okay, and it's probably wrong, but I heard that the MacGuffin was Luke's hand he lost in Empire Strikes Back. Fast forward to Force Awakens, where we go to Maz's place, and she has Luke's lightsaber, but no hand. Rey stumbles onto it, and as soon as she touches it, she goes on this acid trip of flashbacks with voices, various voices, including Obi-Wan Kenobi. And of course, at one point, I kind of thought maybe she was a Kenobi, and that's still a possibility, but the question is, where is Luke's hand? I mean, whoever found that lightsaber had to have found that hand because, death grip. It's science. Then it could have just been floating around in space and just, I guess, whatever. But I don't know. It gets severed and it's going to have that grip. And if it goes into the vacuum of space, it's just going to be like frozen onto that goddamn thing. Okay, so where am I going with this? I know I'm just kind of just talking out of my ass here. Well, I don't think that Rey is just some meth baby from a couple of shitty people that left her on a goddamn desert planet. And, obviously these people probably found her, but I'm just going like, where was she found? And I think that Rey is some sort of clone created from the DNA in Luke's hand. Half of you went, the other half is yelling at me with explicit language, and I get it. What really cemented this theory for me, and even when I talked about it to people in real life, they were like, yeah, I actually like that, because everybody was just assuming that she's a daughter of somebody, and I'm like, maybe they just go crazy with it, and she was actually part of some experiment where there was clones of her, and she was like the remaining clone. That's why she's so powerful, because she comes from the DNA of another powerful Jedi. But what really sealed the deal for me was when she goes into the black cave, she climbs in that hole of Last Jedi. What does she end up seeing? Herself. A lot of herself, to be honest. And I know Rian Johnson explained that she went down there to see, and she saw the darkness, and her fear is that she'll never find her parents, that she only has herself. I get that, but I was almost thinking like, well, why would you have all these versions when she does the snap thing, and it kind of goes like, almost like there was an assembly line of Reys at one point, maybe orchestrated by Snoke at one point, who knows? Or Palpatine, who knows? Now that we know that he might be coming back, but yeah, it just kind of struck me as maybe that was giving away something. And then, of course, she saw two figures before she ended up just seeing herself again. And I'm going, is one figure supposed to be Luke, and then the other figure is another part of wherever, you know, that makes her who she is? I don't know. That's just my theory right there, that somehow Luke's hand plays a part in this whole thing. Like I said, it's just a theory, probably wrong. And with everything that they talk about, I just can't. It strikes me just that they would just not have it already planned out. Like, okay, this is where she comes from, and it wasn't like just the other director was just going to change it, and then the original director is going to change it back. Then again, then maybe that is the case, but I don't know. It just seems a little weird. It seems like, you know, you're going to direct a Star Wars movie, you're not going to just have free range. It's like, well, here's the outline, go ahead and add whatever you want to it and create a story. But the big major plot points, you got to keep those. Like I said, I heard a long time ago that the MacGuffin was Luke's hand, and you just got to wonder what happened to Luke's hand. You know, obviously it was going to be attached to that lightsaber. Maz has the lightsaber. Now Rey is going to have the lightsaber. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And who knows? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm not. I think it's too easy for her to just be Luke's daughter or Leia's daughter or something like that, because I think a lot of people would be disappointed in that, and I think they're going to go off the cuff a little bit, and maybe, just maybe, she was genetically engineered from Luke's little paw. Let me know your thoughts about it down below, guys. What do you think of this theory? And then go ahead and send me some theories yourself. You know, I'm open to anything. I'm not going, this is 100%, guys. I'm fucking right. It's not the case. Not the case. This is just my feeling right here. All right, guys. Let me know your thoughts about it down below. Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel. Visit filmjunkie.com for all my content. Visit the closet for shirts and stickers. Follow me on all that social media stuff right over there, including Patreon. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.